All right. I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me okay. Turn that volume up. So this is a special recording for those of you who missed the seminar this morning because our intended plan of recording it did not work well with the sound in the gym. So re-recording this for you guys and hoping I can make it as exciting as it was in person this morning. For those of you who might be rewatching it to pick up on things you might have missed this morning, you're just going to get a slightly different variation with me. So Linda did an awesome job of presenting this morning in person. I'm going to go ahead and do this one so that you guys are able to watch it and catch up on everything you might have missed. So just give me a moment here. I'm going to share my screen so that you're able to okay. All right, so hopefully you guys are just seeing the slides here and not my notes because I want you to be able to see all the visuals we've put up. But welcome to our kickoff seminar. We are so pumped to get this going. We really love doing our fall nutrition kickstart because it's such a great opportunity to really lay the foundation for your health and wellness. And like we said it throughout the past couple of weeks while we've been promoting the kickstart, whether your goal is weight loss, performance, just overall feeling better, we're going to tackle it during the course of this kickstart. Okay, so you already have your challenge material, so go ahead and pull those out. I want you to flip the challenge handbook over to that blank page because we are going to take some notes. But before we even get into that, I want you to think about whether or not you've ever done a nutrition challenge, some kind of fitness and nutrition plan, or any kind of weight loss thing before in the past. And if you have, I want you to also think about what kind of results you saw over that period of time. And if you did see results that you were happy with, what happened afterwards? Did you maintain those results? Did you end up gaining weight back or losing muscle mass afterwards? And the reason I ask is because we know that this is a struggle for so many people. And in fact, 2/3 of people who do any kind of diet or challenge end up gaining the weight back that they lost, plus more. Now, that's not the statistic that you want to hear when you're getting ready for a Fit for Fall Nutrition Kickstart. I know that. But we are not going to let this happen to you guys, okay? The reason I say this is because we want to prevent this from happening. Our goal is to support you in creating healthy habits that you can use for a lifetime, okay? But we know that accountability is huge for people, which is why we do offer individual nutrition coaching, which is really the crux of what nutrition coaching at Resolute Fit is all about. So once we get through this kickstart, there is the option for you to continue with ongoing nutrition coaching. And that would be much more customizable to you and be very specific to you, your goals, and your needs. So that you are not part of the statistic of people who lose those results that they achieved over the course of a challenge. So we're super excited to be kicking this off. And we are going to go ahead and dive in and talk about what we've got planned for the next 28 days. So I love this quote: motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. So over the next 28 days, we are going to be taking a holistic approach to help you reach your goals. We're here to support you in all aspects of your life. We understand that stress, sleep, physical activity, your support system, your lifestyle, and your nutrition all play a role in either supporting or inhibiting your health and wellness. So this is why we're going to work on all of these things. So today's objectives. Yes, we're using a PowerPoint just so you can see everything that I'm talking about, but I want to help you understand how to set yourself up for success during the Nutrition Kickstart. I'm going to fill you in on what you need to start with, and you're going to learn how to utilize the tools that we're setting you up with to support you on this journey. All right, so I had told you to grab that Challenge Handbook. Hopefully you've got a pen handy as well. So first and foremost, what does success look like for you? I want you to jot down some notes as I ask you these questions. What does it feel like? What does being successful and achieving that goal feel like? How will you know when you've been successful? And why is it important to you to achieve that goal? You can take a moment to go ahead and answer those questions. Next up, what do you struggle with the most when it comes to your nutrition? What's worked well for you in the past? And what's prevented you from seeing success in the past? So these are really important questions that I want you guys to spend some time thinking about. So if answers didn't come to mind right away, not a big deal, but I do want you to loop back around and make some notes for each of these at a later point, because they're really important pieces of the puzzle that we want to include here. When it comes to our goals, we want to make sure that they're SMART goals. So what does that mean? That they are specific, they're measurable, they're attainable, realistic, and time sensitive. Now, at this point, everybody has had their initial meeting. So we've talked about goals and we've identified short-term and long-term goals. But I like to review the importance of making SMART goals, because it can sometimes be easy to lose sight of that specific goal and be like, I just want to get healthier. I just want to have more energy. If we don't have something that we can measure, it's very difficult to determine whether or not we've been successful. So go ahead, open up to page 2 of your challenge handbook. You're going to see a whole page dedicated to goal setting. So part of your homework is to go ahead and complete this portion. You're going to write your goals down, which you've received in a message from myself or Linda. You're going to write it in your action steps, which you're going to get later during this presentation. You're going to take a picture and then you're going to submit it to the group chat on the Hsn app, which I will dive into later. So let's continue on here. All right, healthy habits. So let's review the basics of healthy habits. Your habits are going to dictate your results. And I'm not just talking about habits over the next month, but I'm talking about sustainable results, ultimately living a long and healthy life. So when it comes to habits, there are a few things that we know work and there are things that we know do not work. Number one, focusing on one thing at a time. It can be very tempting when you're starting something like a kickstart to say, I'm going to cut out alcohol, I'm going to cut out dessert, I'm not going to eat any bread. And you want to make all these changes because you're amped, you're excited, you want to see results. However, if we try to change all these things at once, you're not going to succeed. It's just not realistic. So we want to focus on one thing at a time. We want to nail down that one thing and then add something else in. You want to layer your new habits onto something that you already do. So habit stacking is an easy way to integrate a healthy habit into your routine. So for example, if I want to start drinking more water, and I know that I never drink any water until like noontime. All right, I want to add some more water into my morning. I'm going to leave my water bottle right by my toothbrush. And every morning after I brush my teeth, I'm going to drink my bottle of water. It's already there. You're already brushing your teeth every day. You don't have to think about it. Now we're just stacking something onto that habit that you've already got. All right, so by focusing on one thing at a time, it allows us to develop consistency. And that is the name of the game. I love the quote, what you do every day matters more than what you do once in a while, okay? So again, it can be very tempting to try and hit the ground running and do everything perfectly, but I'd rather you be consistent and slowly layer things in so that we can really make sure you are solidifying these healthy habits. So let's go over some nutrition basics. And the first and foremost, real food over real products. We want to focus on whole foods as much as we possibly can. This means focusing on foods that have very few ingredients, foods that have an expiration date, foods that are going to go off, things that aren't going to last too long on a shelf. When you're grocery shopping, try to stick to the perimeter of the grocery store. This is where you're going to find the majority of your real foods. The list of things that you actually need up and down the aisles is pretty minimal. It's like a handful of items. Do a closet clean out. So we love this, a closet clean out. take the opportunity to go through your pantry and ditch the highly processed foods, the foods that have a lot of sugar, or the things that are trigger foods for you. The reason these things are trigger foods is because sugar is so addicting. So we want to just make it a little bit easier to make the better choice. Get rid of the things that aren't going to support you, okay? I know it can be a little difficult if you have family members or you have children and you're trying to keep the things in the house that they like. I really encourage you guys to take an opportunity and talk to your family about what your goals are, what you're signing up to do here. Because the fact of the matter is that what we are proposing you do over the next month is stuff that your family can do as well, okay? These nutrition basics we're going over are things that your children, your spouse, your partner, whoever can also adopt, okay? It's going to be difficult to see success if you've got a lot of stuff in the house that you find super triggering. So we just want to make it a little bit easier and get rid of it. Number 3, progress over perfection. Being perfect is unrealistic and it's unnecessary. So you want to ditch the all or nothing mindset and celebrate your little wins along the way. Nutrition labels. Start to look at your food labels, guys. If there's a really long list with words you can't pronounce, chances are it's not something you want to put into your body. Next, you want to make sure you're eating something every 3 to 4 hours. All right. The reason we want to aim to eat something every couple of hours is because it goes ahead and it supports a stable blood sugar level. It's also going to keep you fueled throughout the day. When we don't eat regularly throughout the day, we've got all these highs and lows with our blood sugar. Our energy levels aren't great, and we're much more likely to overeat at the next meal. We are going to review what great balanced meals and snacks will look like. Lastly, you want to follow the plate method. So let's take a look at that. Here you go. This is the plate method, and it's one of the easiest and most effective methods for improving your diet by eating a balanced meal of high quality foods. The plate method is a rule of thumb when eating out or whipping up a quick meal at home. And here's how you do it. You're going to fill up half of your plate with non-starchy veggies. Then a quarter of your plate is going to be your lean protein, and a quarter of your plate is going to be your starch. Then you want to add some healthy plant-based fat in there, excuse me, for a nice balanced meal. We are going to review what all of these components look like. But a few tips when using the plate method. You want to eat your non-starchy veggies first, so that big half of a plate. Your veggies are really packed with fiber. They're going to help you to feel fuller longer. After that, you want to eat your protein. And lastly, eat your starch. And if you're still hungry after you finish your meal, give it a few minutes, drink some water, allow your brain to catch up with your belly. Still feeling hungry? Go ahead and load up your plate with some more veggies. So let's dive into what exactly each component of this plate looks like. So protein provides us with important amino acids. These are the key to building muscle and to your recovery as well. Protein not only helps us stay full and feel satisfied, but it's essential for our hormone regulation. So when it comes to protein sources, we want to focus on including lean source protein with our meals. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my next slide here. You have something similar in your handbook. You'll notice your page where we talk about all the macronutrients. There are protein sources. One, the lean has a green star, then there's a yellow star and a red star. So this chart is very similar. I just like the colors on this one a little bit better for the presentation. So you'll notice those lean sources of protein are on the left side of the page here. We're talking everything from bison, Canadian bacon, to chicken breast, egg whites, so a lot of your fish, and then your supplemental proteins. Then on the right-hand side, we've got those fattier sources of protein. This is your chicken wings, your brown pork, your processed meats, etc. We want to stick to mainly lean sources of protein because we don't want to take in the saturated fat that is in those higher fat sources of protein. Now, if you love bacon, I'm not telling you you've got to cut it out completely. I just recommend keeping those higher fat sources of protein like 1 to 2 times per week and making the majority of our choices from that green column. All right, carbohydrates. So carbs get a bad rap, but they're actually really important. They're our body's main source of energy. So it's really important to make sure we're including them as part of our nutrition. It's important to realize that many foods fit under the umbrella of carbohydrates. So for instance, fruit, sugar, bread, pasta, grains, and even starchy veggies like a sweet potato are all carbohydrates. Now, obviously, they vary very much in terms of what they offer nutritionally. When we eat carbohydrates, they're broken down into glucose. This is our body's preferred source of fuel. Our bodies need these carbohydrates to fuel our brain. And furthermore, carbohydrates actually help with the breakdown of fat. We want the carbs to be filling up about a quarter of our plate. In thinking about the plate method, that 1/4 of your plate should come from the green or yellow boxes on the left side of this page. When we look at the right side of this page, the volume carbohydrates, this is what should make up that half of a plate, our non-starchy veggies. So why do we love non-starchy veggies? They're packed with fiber to help us feel fuller for longer. They help us keep cholesterol levels down. They're packed with nutrients and vitamins. So they're really just a nutritional powerhouse, all right? Healthy fat. So contrary to popular belief, fat does not make you fat. It's actually a really important part of nutrition because it helps us to stay fuller for longer, as well as absorbing fat-soluble vitamins. It is the most calorie dense of the 3 macronutrients, so it's important to remember that a little bit goes a long way. Here we go. These are your healthy fats. So it's pretty much all your cooking oils, your nuts, your seeds, your nut butters, foods like avocado. These are really important parts of your nutrition. So you want to include some healthy fat with every single meal and snack. So the meal plan, you are going to be receiving a meal plan to your inbox in a little while. And this meal plan is meant to be another tool in your toolbox. I by no means expect you to follow this meal plan to a T. In fact, I highly discourage you trying to do that because it would be very overwhelming. Okay. Instead, this meal plan serves as a bunch of options for you of what great balanced meals and snacks look like. The meal plan offers 4 weeks worth of meals and snacks options. Each week actually comes with a grocery list. So that can be a really helpful resource, but I encourage you to make your grocery list off of what you're planning for the week. Each meal and snack is put together in a way that it contains protein, fat, and carbohydrates. And then lunch and dinner always include a vegetable. All right, next up. So this is a little snapshot of what the meal plan looks like. You're going to notice that there are ranges for portion sizes. So here's how you determine where you fall within the range. If you are a woman with a goal of weight loss, you're going to eat on the low end of the range. If you are a man with a goal of weight loss or a woman with performance goals, you're going to eat in the middle of the range. And then if you're a man with performance goals, you're going to eat on the high end of the range. So if you have any questions about that, just let me know. All right, the Hsn app, moving right along here. So the Hsn app is our way to communicate and track for the next 28 days, okay? You can think of the app as our nutrition hub. So we're using this in place of email or any of that. Everybody should be in the app at this point. I highly recommend that you move the app to your home screen and make sure that you have your notifications turned on so that you are remembering to check in on there and check your messages. So the key features. You've got your daily to-dos, your daily habits, excuse me, the group messaging feature, which I highly encourage you guys to use. I encourage you to post pictures, ask questions, and comment on other posts. And then the private one-on-one messaging with your coach. So we do ask that you keep all messaging here within the app instead of emailing us, because it allows us to just keep everything in one spot and we can guarantee you a much faster response. So let's review the app a little bit more. All right, so when you go to your dash on the app, which is really the home screen that will come up once you open it, you're gonna see your daily to-dos, okay? If it's on your list, you wanna make sure that you're doing it every single day. Once weekly on Sunday, you should see a reminder to take progress photos on your to-do list. Progress photos are arguably one of the most valuable ways and the best ways that you can track your progress, better than the in-body measurements, you name it, because a picture really does say 1,000 words. You don't want to skip this. I can't emphasize it enough. So do it right in the app. The photos are for you and you only. They are not shared. They're not public. And you're also going to see your habits on this to-do list, okay? So for example, you will see half plate of non-starchy veggies for lunch and dinner, okay? This means that it's your job to make sure you get a half plate of non-starchy veggies with your lunch and your dinner. Each week, we are going to be focusing on a new habit. We're going to layer them in each week. So for the first week, there's going to be one habit in there. The second week, there will be two. Just to review what our habits are going to be. Week 1, half plate of non-starchy veggies with lunch and dinner. Week 2, we're going to be focusing on drinking at least 80 ounces of water each day. Week 3 is meal prepping and including protein with every meal and snack. And week 4 is going to be focusing on sleep, mindfulness, and stress management. We'll dive into each of these habits at our weekly virtual seminars, and we're going to talk to you about our tips, tricks, and whatever we can do to set you up for success for the week. Within each habit, when you swipe, you get a little bit more information on it, as well as an informational video and a resource that you can check out. So I encourage you guys to do that. And then when you complete your habit, you're going to get that little check mark. Okay. So we know that actually checking off a habit and having a little task to complete helps us to establish the habit. It also releases a little bit of dopamine in our brains, to give you some science here, that encourages us to continue on. So I really encourage you guys to use the habit tracker here. There's also a paper habit tracker. So this is in your folder. Go ahead and take it out. I want you to write your goal on it and then pop this bad boy up on your fridge, okay? Many people enjoy having a tangible tracker that they can use. So you're going to see as we layer in the habits each week, there's only one thing for you to check off each day here in week 1. Your job is to complete this as we go through. And then at your final meeting with your coach, you're going to bring this in. Okay. You're not going to be in trouble if there are days missing. We simply want to take a look at it, see where things were going well, see where maybe things fell off, so that we can help you see where the challenge came up and how do we work around it moving forward. All right. So tracking progress. So we've obviously done the in-body scan and measurements for you at this point. We are going to repeat this in 4 weeks' time. So that appointment should be scheduled already with your nutrition coach. If not, please make sure you send a message. Additionally, we did the body measurements. We'll repeat those in 4 weeks. And then progress photos. I don't want to beat a dead horse here. I know I already told you how important these are, but it's so easy, guys. You can do it right in the app. So right from your dash, there's a little plus sign. You're going to tap that plus sign. You're going to select photos, and it will guide you through exactly how to do it. It'll tell you where to stand and where to line everything up. And the coolest thing is that you can see your side-by-side photos from 1 week to the other right in the app. It makes it so easy. So definitely encourage you to do that. And then finally, the way your clothes fit. Your clothes don't lie, guys. So if you've been living that Zoom lifestyle, I encourage you to pop those jeans or dress pants on, see how they're fitting, and then maybe try them on each week and see, where you are in relation to getting into the size that you want to. All right, so kickstart engagement. We want you guys to get the most out of the next 4 weeks. And been doing this a while. I know exactly how to support you in doing that. Okay. Number 1, you've got to consistently complete your healthy habits as well as your daily tracker. Don't skimp on this, guys. Log into that app every single night. Check off what you've done. If you haven't done it, okay, don't check it off. But we need to figure out why you're not able to follow through with that action step. And we can't do that if you're not tracking anything. Next, check in daily on the app to see what your nutrition coaches have to say. We're going to be posting things throughout the week. Every single day we'll be posting in there. So make sure you're checking in, see what we've got to say, see what the other participants are up to, and see how you can learn something each and every day. Every single week, we are going to be drawing a winner at our virtual seminar who will receive one of the awesome prizes that we have lined up. Okay. So each week, if you're participating within the app and doing the things that we ask of you, your name is going to be thrown into a hat and we're going to pick out a winner each week. We've got some really cool giveaways that'll be announced at each of the weekly seminars. And this is just to help promote, encourage that engagement. Just to back up quickly, determining our winner for the overall challenge. So a couple of things here. We are looking at, number 1, total change in body composition. We're also looking at completion of the habits and participation within the group. So it's not just one thing that determines our winner. We really do believe that every single one of you is going to feel like you've won by the end of this because you're going to have crushed the goal that you set out. But we know a little incentive can go a long way and make things fun. So we will have a winner at the end of the challenge, or Kickstart rather. All right, our Sunday seminars. These are going to be 20-minute virtual seminars every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. Okay, starting tomorrow. So if you're not tired of hearing us speak yet, hop on tomorrow for the Zoom call. These seminars will be recorded. So if you've got family stuff going on or you've already got plans, don't stress. We're going to post the recording afterwards. Okay. So at these seminars, like I said, we'll meet for 20 minutes. It's going to be on Zoom to talk about the habit for the week, our tips and best practices, and answer any questions that you might have. Okay. I know today is a lot of information at once, so we anticipate a bunch of questions tomorrow. Make sure you come with them. The Zoom link will be posted each week in the group chat, and these will begin tomorrow to set you up for success for this week. All right, so frequently asked questions. All right, do I have to eat the starchy carbs? Aren't carbs bad for you? This is a question that I get fairly frequently. We live in a society that likes to demonize carbs, but like I mentioned, guys, carbohydrates are our body's main source of energy, okay? We want you to choose whole food sources of carbohydrates and stick with lower glycemic options. And this is going to help to keep your blood sugar stable, as well as help to get you lots of fiber and keep that energy level nice and high. Can I eat a sandwich? Yes, you can eat a sandwich, okay? If you love having a sandwich for lunch, stick with that. Keep it simple. You just want to make it a healthy part of your balanced meal. So I encourage you to use a whole grain or sprouted wheat bread. We love the Dave's Killer bread at my house, so that's a pretty good option. Next, you want to add in your lean protein. So maybe you're putting some sliced chicken breast or turkey breast, or maybe you're doing tuna fish or something like that. Then you want to load up on the veggies. So either lettuce and tomato and cucumbers and all the veggies on your sandwich, or just have some veggies on the side. And then lastly, you want to finish it off with some healthy fat. So maybe some hummus or avocado. Remember, you can always utilize the plate method to incorporate your favorite recipes and foods, okay? So it might not look like that perfect plate, but you're just thinking to yourself, am I getting a half plate of veggies? Am I including some protein? Do I have some carbohydrates and healthy fat? So yes, a sandwich could definitely work. Are there any snack bars you recommend? When choosing a snack bar, you want to make sure that it's balanced, okay? Many snack bars that are marketed to be healthy or have limited ingredients are really high in carbohydrates and very low in protein. So you want to make sure you're checking that nutrition label. We love the RX and the RX Kids bars. You can get these on Amazon, and there are a ton of different flavors. Also, Lara bars have a few good options, but several of them do have added sugar. So I recommend you sticking with the ones that do not. Also, Epic bars are another good option. Somebody during the kickoff this morning asked about Kind bars. If you like Kind bars, I would recommend sticking to the low sugar Kind bars. Just always look at that nutrition label, guys. The more you know, the more you know. Do I have to weigh my food? No, we do not want you guys going out and buying food scales and weighing out portions when you can use your plate or even your hand, okay? We will post a portion size guide within the app for you guys to review. And this can be a great tool and really take away the need for any weighing or measuring. All right, so progress over perfection. I really can't drive home this point enough. Guys, this is a journey. You're not meant to start Monday and have perfect nutrition for 28 days. It's not realistic, and it's not setting you up for long-term success. We're looking for small changes every single day and just one step forward, okay? We're gonna build every single week on what you're learning with the goal in mind that by the end of these 28 days, you've got a solid foundation underneath you. Keep your goals in mind. Remember your why. I really encourage you guys to talk to your family members or friends about starting this Kickstart and what your goal is. Consistently complete your habits in the Hsn app and on your tracker. Watch the weekly virtual nutrition seminars if you can't make them live, and make sure you ask questions, okay? please don't feel silly posting any question to the group or even sending it in an individual message, because we expect you to have questions. That's what we're here for. And we love to chat all things nutrition. If you have any questions, like if anything comes up over the course of this next month, guys, we're your sounding board. So shoot us a message. Let us know what's going on for you if you're running into trouble, because we want to support you in crushing your goals. So your action steps, I want you to write down your goals on page 2 of your challenge handbook. Then you're going to take a picture and you're going to post it in the group chat. Okay. The more we put our goals out there, the more likely it is that we are going to achieve them. Then I want you to write down your why. So this might take a little digging. Okay. Why is in, if I say my goal is I want to lose 10 pounds, why I want to lose 10 pounds. Why do I really want to lose that 10 pounds? What does it mean to me? What does it feel like when I get there? Oh, so I have more energy when I'm playing with my kids, or so I can put on a bathing suit and feel comfortable in it. That's the why. And when we can come back to that and think about that, it's a lot more supportive during those challenging times than simply looking at a number on the scale. And then lastly, you're going to read through your challenge handbook. We covered a lot of it in the kickoff seminar, but I want you to go back and read through everything that we did not discuss. Okay. All right. So you're watching the recording, so you can't physically ask me questions right now, but jot them down, either shoot us a message in the app or save it for the virtual seminar tomorrow. That link will be posted shortly, as well as the portion size guide that I mentioned earlier. Keep an eye out on your inbox. Your meal plan will be coming. And if you have any dietary restrictions, such as needing a dairy-free or gluten-free meal plan or vegetarian, simply let me know and I'll make sure you get what you need. So thank you guys for your time, and I hope you have a great Saturday.